All right, good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Atchison County Commission meeting for Tuesday, January 6th. Happy 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order and our county clerk will provide roll call.
Commissioner Quinn,
Present.
Commissioner Knoll,
Here.
Commissioner Campbell.
Here.
Thank you. We did not have an invocation this morning, but if you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first we have public comment. Mr. Williams, if you'd like to come up and thank you for coming. Yeah, right here is good. Yep.
Front and center here.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Hi, Tyler.
K.S.A. Nice.
Eric Miller. Tyler.
Hi, James.
Williams.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
All right. Well, so I just wanted to have a little discussion about property tax increases. So I live on Greenview Drive here in Atchison. And I've spoken to several of my neighbors about, some of the increases we've seen in the last 4 years, particularly. I just went back and looked at some of my statements. We moved here in the end of 2018. So the 2018, I started with that year. Our total property taxes were $3,238.50 in 2018, and for 2025, they're $5,879.54. So we've gone up about over 80%. In those number of years there, and then just in the last 4, we've gone up $1,263.94, 25%. And looking at the county wise, we've gone up. They've more than doubled since 2018. In the last 4 years alone, they've gone up nearly 50%, about 45%. So just in speaking with some of my neighbors, one of them is older and retired and mentioned, had they known that they were going to see these kind of increases, they question whether they even would have ever moved there. A concern that I have is, are we going to go so far past I realize that there are expenses, everyone's expenses are going up, but I don't think probably many people's income is going up 50 to 100% anywhere. So some people are going to feel the squeeze on this pretty significantly, and we're going to start to see people moving away, not choosing to live in this area if we don't. And I know it's not a individual Atchison County or city problem. It's all throughout the state. It's all nationwide. Everyone's seeing this. I spoke a little bit with Senator Craig Bowser, not really about this subject. I was speaking to him. I'm a pharmacist, so I was speaking to him regarding some pharmacy matters that we have in the State House this year, and he mentioned that's one of his goals is to see some caps put on property taxes, because he said he's spoken to a lot of people throughout the district that mentioned the same thing to him. So we just had a good discussion there, and I just wondered, is there a plan from the county side to address this at all?
Have you looked at our budget?
I have not, no.
Okay. You want to address that?
Yeah, so 2026 will be the first year that we're levying taxes to cover our services. Prior to that, there was cash being influxed to try to keep things down, because we understand that, we've seen increases, expenses have increased, needs have increased. Specifically, we have a sales tax initiative that will be on our ballot in August primary that kind of coincides with our 2027 budget season, to be able to show that. So at the county level, really our revenues are property tax or sales tax, unfortunately.
Right.
We do have, some motor vehicle a little bit. We get some revenues, EMS, roughly 650,000 a year, but the budget's over 2 million. So we're trying to think outside the box. Following our 2026 budget season, which was, I feel like, the hardest, but doing exactly what taxpayers want to see, right, is taking steps to make reductions. We looked at metrics. We worked with our internal staff, and we reduced 11 positions among the county-wide to bring the expenditures down. We have our leaders who have all stepped up, and everybody is leading and doing such an incredible job of doing more with less. They're all taking on more. They understand they're all taxpayers as well. They came to our R&R hearing. They hear taxpayers. We know there's a problem. We want to do everything in our power to find relief. So one of the things, EMS is one of our largest budgets, and that coincides with our local hospital needs as well. So the needs are increasing, the numbers are increasing. We're running double the amount of calls. So from an expenditure standpoint, and even revenues, we bill everyone, but not everyone has the ability in our community to pay for that. So we felt like providing a sales tax option to the public in August will allow a more equitable way to fund that and take the relief off of property owners alone. Because when you look at that service countywide, it runs countywide, and a lot of people that are utilizing the service may not be property tax owners. So we are trying to find mechanisms because we do hear you and we know it's a problem, and we've taken steps. And so hopefully the education piece now in 2026 is what we're going to be able to do, is put together some information, coincide that with our 2027 budget to give you actual numbers. Like, here's what the mill levy will be at EMS included. And then if this sales tax passes, here's what it would be, and values are going to continue to go up. This morning we had an update from our appraiser. She popped down to give us some updates of what she's seeing, is another residential increase of 6 to 10%. In the real estate world in Atchison County, I mean, she's seeing sales of pick up a house, do nothing, sell it for 80,000 more. Like, it's just continuing to be a valid perspective in her office. And then some other things coming down the pipeline of BODA and just different things that aren't helping the situation. I mean, because at the end of the day, we need to find a sustainable tax base for every citizen that's paying property tax.
Yeah. So what she's saying is that going into the 26 budget, Atchison County did what they needed to do. And so the local level that you're talking about, you discussed some things with the state. The local level, we are on the path. So what we need to do is show a before and after, basically, is what we need to show. Because not everyone gets on and searches throughout our website and finds the numbers. And so what we need to do to make it clear to folks like yourself, the concerned folks, is that this was before, this is after, and this is the direction we're going. Because the things that Commissioner Quinn described to you, these are actually, this isn't just a haphazard. We're going after things that are directly lowering property tax. Now, the problem is it's not all going to be seen the first year. Okay. So a lot of the things we're doing is long-term also. So I think what it is if you hear the mindset and you see the direction we're going, then it's pretty clear. Hey, we actually have a commission who is doing what they need to do. And so we need to do better getting out like I said, the before and after, so that folks see it happening. Because when you get your property tax bill and you're paying it, because it's still up here and it's not going to go down. Now, the best thing we can do is level it off for a period of time. And what we want to do is work with our local representative so that he can pass on to the state, this is what we need you to do. We need you to work with us, not against us, because frankly, some of the things we're seeing are actually hurting our ability to lower taxes. He understands that he was a commissioner, so he does. Representative Rivas, Bowser, I've been in contact with him too, so he understands it also. But it's going to take us working together to try to lower that, because like the appraiser said this morning, that's something that we can't control. We can't control housing prices, but the state can say, you know what? maybe we need to put a cap on it, an annual cap on it, so that at least we can control that aspect of the property value, property tax. But we are doing, I would say, if you looked around the state, 105 counties, I would venture to say none of them reduced their footprint by 10 or 11.
Probably not.
You know, so I appreciate you coming in because it gives us a chance to look at maybe messaging to the folks and say, hang in there, we're working on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're trying to get the taxes lower. So, but thank you
Yeah, I can
for coming
appreciate
in.
that.
Do you have anything else? I
Just
feel like maybe we cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. One quick question on that sales tax. What proposal are you looking at? Like what percentage proposed?
So it's a dedicated 1%.
1%.
Dedicated only to EMS and rescue. And what that looked like, our finance director put out a projection of 10 years of allowing that to cover the cost of EMS along with continuing, we'll still get the revenue. Roughly our sales tax is about 600,000 per quarter, so 2.4 to bring in to allow not only to cover the budget, but the capital improvement plan that he has laid out over 10 years. And that's replacing, our ambulances over so long, and because the mileage, the transfer numbers are up. So, and the hospitals these days, it's not just Mosaic or North Kansas City. I mean, we're running transfers to Lee Summit all over, seeing things a lot different over the years than what was,
And their
used to be.
expenses are increasing as well.
Yeah,
So,
all the, yeah.
Well,
So-
because of the critical access, we're not gonna have all the specialties, so they're gonna have to go
Right,
somewhere
yeah.
else for those things.
if you have
It's
a heart attack,
given.
you're not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta
and it's
go
a
to St.
given,
Joe
and
or
we,
City.
we meet a portion of that now only because, of the staffing and the different things that need to take place.
And we look at everything, even EMS director got us to go towards diesel ambulances that last longer. It's more of an upfront cost. But when you're looking at, you're gonna wear that vehicle out. And if you're gonna go another 4 to 6 years, probably per vehicle, because of that, it's a savings there. So again, it's not one of those things you see immediately, but it's a trend line and just how you're budgeting for longevity and that.
I think just one more thing to throw back in on the 2026 budget season is, as commissioners, like, it's our job to obviously keep taxes at a sustainable level and do everything in our power to make that happen. But as an organization, it takes everyone. And I've just been very proud of the leadership across the board stepping up and, doing their part to make it successful. We just had, kind of a recap meeting this morning of how things are going, and we have really great leadership. So
Good.
it's across the board.
Only other thing I would mention, your messaging, you probably are gonna, if you're gonna propose a sales tax increase, you're probably gonna want to make sure your messaging is good there, because people are gonna see that and immediately be like, more taxes,
Yeah.
no way, So I mean,
Yep.
if there's a way to frame that as, little more sales tax here, but we can, limit our property tax over here, that's probably the.
That's what I'm wanting to show, even like right now, we could
Mhm.
go back to when we were doing this year's the budget for 2026. And if we would have had that sales tax, what would the property tax look
Right.
like? Actually show it. It's
Exactly.
like, this is that current budget
Mhm.
with the sales tax and this is without. And then people can make a decision.
Mhm.
I mean, it's going to have to be funded. We can't just cancel ambulance service,
Right.
but it's like, give the voters a chance to look at and do they like that option or not, and put it to a vote.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a reasonable idea for sure. This way to make up some of that revenue you're losing there. So.
And then by the time we get to that vote, we'll actually have our budget probably far enough along that we can show, because that'll be in August when the vote is. We should have our budget far enough to actually show then 2027 budget
Mhm.
and do the same thing of this is a budget with and without sales tax.
Yeah. So would we just based on what your 2026 budget looks now, would we expect to see another increase on property tax in 26, or would it be pretty similar, or was it just going to be based on value? Is that what
Well,
you're
we're
saying?
gonna try to, for what we can affect in this process, we're gonna try to bring it as close to the revenue neutral as we can. We
Yeah.
can't promise it.
Right, obviously, yeah.
But we're gonna try everything we can to make the numbers work that way. If it works out, we won't be at the end of our budget season by the time the vote tallies come in. So that'll be convenient for us, because when we do know whether we passed or not, then we can already have the messaging out, like we talked about. We can have the messaging out that this is what it'll look like if it passes, this is what it'll look like if it doesn't pass.
Sure.
So we'll get the messaging out there, but the hope is it passes and we can immediately drop the property tax that same to
Right.
that, the
So
level.
people
that we
can
bring
see
in.
their.
Yeah,
see
a
their
1-for-1, drop the property tax. And here's the other side of that, and this is what I keep pushing, is that it's a bigger pool, to draw from. When you
Right,
draw
yeah.
from that sales tax, it's a bigger pool. You're capturing 2,300 kids, that shop from BC, those students, their parents that come in.
You're
On a regular
capturing some out of
basis.
county people coming in, spending
Exactly.
money within the county.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So the idea is you don't go back to the property tax owner or property owners every year for
Right,
an increase. And like Commissioner Quinn said, unfortunately, we are limited. The county is limited to where we draw our revenue from. And we just need to be cognizant of that. And the state also, they need to be aware that, hey, we only have so much that we can do. We have to provide services.
yeah.
So give us a break and stop. We have a problem with them also. They're taking certain things off of our tax rolls right now. So like, what do we have? RVs and boats and
Yeah.
some
Watercraft and all of
the
that.
state decided that was going to be tax exempt also.
Okay.
And then,
So now that's not a revenue for us anymore. So we're trying to keep up,
Figure out.
even though the state's cutting us in some cases. So,
Okay. Well,
but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then I just want to say, I appreciate you guys. Obviously, this is not a high paying job here. So, a lot of basically volunteer work here. So I appreciate that you guys put the time in and are working for the people.
well, thank
So,
you for coming
yes,
and asking the
absolutely.
questions and,
Yeah.
and representing your neighborhood and how everyone's feeling. So we appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Any other public comment?
I just come up to listen. There's gonna be a big day. So you're appointed as your attorney and
Yeah.
your bids and everything else.
All right, so I have one addition to the agenda, a cereal malt beverage for Lancaster. And with that, I'd look for a motion to approve this week's agenda.
Is
So
it
moved.
an executive session? Or is it on that?
No, and then a 1 hour executive session, non-elected,
For how long?
1 hour with commissioners and clerk.
Motion to accept.
No, later. So with that, I'd look for a motion to approve the agenda.
I made the motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye, passes 3-0. We have a consent agenda item of the commission meeting minutes from December 30th, right here. Look for a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Passes 3-0.
I don't think you all signed the 23rd.
We did. today.
You done the 23rd, you did?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Good.
We voted last week and then we signed
Yeah, you
today.
voted last week. They weren't.
Do you have the cereal malt?
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so look for a motion. There's no presentation of the petitions or proclamations, so we have an application for Multaney LLC. It's the Feast and Fuel 404 South First Street in Lancaster for a cereal malt beverage. I'd look for a motion to approve the application.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Okay. Next, we have county clerk consideration of,
We didn't do.
oh, sorry, Commissioner comments. Thank you.
We skipped
Commissioner
that.
comments.
We skipped it for a reason.
Maybe I did that on purpose. Commissioner comments. I'm gonna let Commissioner Campbell, please.
I have an area agency on aging, meeting. First day, and that's about all I've got.
Okay, Commissioner Knoll.
Okay, well, I have an announcement that's probably the worst kept secret in the county, but I am announcing my resignation effective January 28th of my seat. I just have got to the point where I don't think I have the drive and the stick-to-itiveness to effectively do this job. So I want to get somebody with new eyes and help the county and my district. So I'm officially tendering my resignation. So thank you all the people of the county for almost 11 years of me providing service. So thank you very much.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for
Yeah.
your service.
Yeah, thank you. Good serving alongside you.
You made it a quick meeting. More meeting.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you for all of your service and everything.
Oh,
It was a pleasure serving with you.
wow.
Wish you the best.
Well, thank you. Yes. Wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Bill.
Now you can relax. The stress is gone.
Well, I've got 3 more meetings.
All right, I do, the only comments I have, which, we're gonna get to, but, last week, our, treasurer named a new interim deputy treasurer, so Paige Smith, wanted to say congratulations to her. And, just thank you to all of our leaders in our organization that, helped us through 25 and look forward to, 26, so. We have Susan Carrigan, County Clerk, with the consideration of PO for K-Work Premium.
Oh, okay, yep. So this is out of the PO for K-Work 2026 estimated premiums for $99,504. It's paid out of the county general.
All right, I'd look for a motion to approve the K-Work Premiums purchase order in the amount of $99,504.
So
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Well, they're signing that. I have one more comment. The MSD News had put out that our road and bridge superintendent was in an accident over the weekend, and just appreciate everyone within the organization and in our county that have been praying for him. We continue to pray for him and are looking forward to getting him back in office. So just wanted to acknowledge that as well. All right. Speaking of Joe has a PO for us that was prepared and sent over. So I will present that on Joe's behalf. So Joe Snyder, Road and Bridge Superintendent, we have a consideration of 2026 fuel purchase order. Joe did the open bids and came back with a recommendation for consumer oil and propane. So I would look for a motion to approve his purchase order for the Road and Bridge Department out of the fuel line item in his budget for 2026. And that's for 46,000 gallons of clear diesel at $123,326. 33 gallons of dyed diesel in the amount of $79,893 and 20,450 gallons of gasoline in the amount of $47,812.10 for the total purchase order of $251,031.10.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
This was for the total contract, but then there's other departments that you utilize.
Within their EMS and solid waste.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner items, just confirming that we received word from our county treasurer last week, that she has appointed her deputy treasurer as Paige Smith. So congratulations again to Paige. She will serve as interim treasurer, until the appointment of the treasurer, and I believe that is going to happen January 29th, along with Eric's position as well. So, that consideration of county counselor. Do we want any discussion before I ask for a motion? I would look for a motion to extend our contract to David Van Paris in the amount of $150 an hour with a 60-hour monthly cap. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Congratulations, Mr. Van Paris. We look forward to working with you. Okay. Next. We have a disengagement letter that the Board of County Commissioners received on December 28th. I will read the letter from our auditor, Varney and Associates CPAs LLC. Dear Commissioners, effective immediately, Varney and Associates CPAs LLC is disengaging as the audit firm for Atchison County. As we discussed at the delivery of the 2024 audit, we had many concerns centered around the treasurer's office and the issues we found during the audit. As we indicated at that time, we felt those issues needed to be addressed for us to stay on as the auditors. Per my conversation with Mark Zeltner this week, those issues still exist. There are still bank accounts on the daily statement that are closed, and the amounts on other accounts are incorrect. The bank reconciliations are still not accurate. Mark's resignation is the deciding factor, as he was the staff member that pulled everything together for us. We appreciate the prior 2 years that we worked with your county and wish the best for you moving forward. We will provide the information to the successor auditor as required by auditing standards. So with that, we took steps to try to keep them on board. And we had a conference call this morning with our interim treasurer and clerk, and they are sticking with disengaging from us at the current moment. So we have or are in the process of preparing an updated RFP for auditing services, and we will get that on our agenda next week to get it approved and to get that out to find a new auditor. Solid Waste Committee review and annual meeting. I am the current Solid Waste Committee member. I think it would be of our best interest for us to have a meeting with the committee and our new leadership in February, if that works for you guys. Typically they would meet at Solid Waste at 9 o'clock, so we could have it here on a Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, if that works. I know next week we set our schedule, so if it changes, we can change that, but just, I would tentatively like to get a date on the calendar with them so they can all plan ahead.
February
3rd, 9 a.m. Okay. And just so you guys are aware, the current committee members for solid waste, the chair of the committee is Derek Franklin. The city of Atchison representative is Commissioner Wilcox. The cities of the third class, city of Lancaster representative is Larry Meyer. City of Effingham is Steve Kaplinger. I am the current county commissioner. Our solid waste manager is Jody Goodpasture. Representative of recycling, Clinton McNamee. Representative of unincorporated area is Mike Steck. He is also the vice chairman of the committee. And then representatives of the general public, Henry Shear, and representative of private industry is Austin Martin. So really good group, and I will get an email out to them today with that meeting date and invite for here in the commission room, February 3rd at 9 a.m. All right. Is there any other unfinished business that we need to discuss before going into workshop with the county clerk? Oh, we do have the executive session first, but is there any other unfinished business or communication we need to?
So next week is the organizational meeting. Is that?
Yes.
I believe I am supposed to. The K.S.A has a meeting this week, which I'm not approved to be seated, but I need to be seated because I'm the vice president and I'll have to run the meeting. So how do we do that? Can we vote to do a temporary seating on that one thing so I can be legitimate for that meeting? And then I think I have a meeting the 15th, kneecap, which I guess I'll have to be appointed for one meeting. And then change. But this other one, I believe, it's on my other computer. I forgot to check that. I didn't know how to go about that.
Before our organizational meeting?
Yeah, we'd have to approve it today.
I mean, you're still fine because we're staying on those committees until next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Would be running on, well, I think that they run on the calendar, but they would
Because
want it approved.
because the health department had a meeting last night too, so
Okay.
you'll be good.
All right.
All right, yeah, and that's actually something I have on our workshop this afternoon with the clerk to discuss the organizational meeting agenda. We'll review that together and make sure that it looks good. We have the HAVA security grant. Wanted to talk to you guys about Adobe Editor purchase that the IT director has sent. Care First Fridays, talk about CIC training dates, and then the invocation schedule for 26. I have the Sign Up Genius ready. We'll just pending whatever is voted on meeting dates. So all right, with that, I think we're ready for the executive session. 1 hour non-elected commissioners and clerk to talk about positions and
Yeah, you see 1 hour commissioners and clerk?
Yeah.
I'll move that the Board of County Commissioners recess an executive session at 10:36 a.m. to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel as allowed by K.S.A 75-4319B1. And that the purpose of the closed session is to protect the privacy rights of the employee, and that the board come out of executive session in 1 hour in the commission room of the courthouse basement. And those present will be 3 commissioners and county clerk Susan Carrigan.
I'll second. It's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Okay, we are back in open session and let's take a quick restroom break. I'm gonna walk up and see if she's available. I sent an email, but
Okay. Yeah. Here's what I had from my resignation letter, and if you wanna just look to it and see if
Yep.
anything that you would change, or if I have wrong or wrong form or anything like that.
Okay, perfect. I will get it into a Word and I'll get it mailed. Off.
Will I need to sign it?
Probably.
Okay. Well,
Let me see if I can do it now, during the meeting.
if not, I can come in tomorrow or sometime. All right, I appreciate your willingness to do it.
Yeah, sure.
How long do you think we need on this? Half hour?
a little longer than that. Probably an hour.
This would be commission clerk and treasurer?
Yep. Should be here in just a second. Did you determine you were gonna follow the January 8th cutoff date? Is that what departments are gonna do? And then so on the 13th, when we
I
run our
think he's set up.
report,
I think he's set up. Yeah, I would have to talk to Angie about all that, but I think that sounds right.
then we can just do journal entries to move it to reserve.
Yeah.
Cool.
We should maybe have a meeting with her too. Just to make sure that
Yeah. She's good.
She's more on page with a lot of what they discussed, because I was out for some of that, and they had a couple of days where they were together, just the two of them, really pounding through the items, so make sure she's on the same page as you guys.
We need to.
You know, it's good to hear that they don't expect any weather, that the chances of foul weather is going down this weekend.
Yeah.
It was good to hear that, so. You know, it's just one more thing we don't need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No weather is showing rain, if anything.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Are good. Go ahead.
I'll move that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session at 11:43 a.m. to discuss personal matters of non-elected personnel as allowed by K.S.A 75-4319B1. And that the purpose of the closed session is to protect the privacy rights of the employee, and that the board come out of executive session in 1 hour in the commission room of the courthouse basement. And those present will be 3 commissioners, a county clerk, and county treasurer.
Second, it's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. All right, we are back in open session. No other need for executive sessions today. No other unfinished business. So with that, I would look for a motion to adjourn into workshop.
So move.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.